Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cellar 13 Films, Chips, Dips, Films, and Scripts. It is Thursday evening, and we're getting ready for the weekend here. We are chilling out at Pause Coffee here in Fair Oaks, California. I want to thank El Jefe over here, Tyler White, for letting us do this. To my right, we have the amazing Summer Ronso. Did I say the last name right?
Yes, you did.
Wow,
yes.
I win the prize.
Yes.
And she is the director of How to Be a Stalker.
Yes.
And we are in, you only get to see just a little bit of a glimpse of, how many days are we shoot here?
One. We
One.
should only be shooting one day here.
We're going to be shooting, well, she's going to be shooting her film here. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But first off, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Second off, if you haven't already, go ahead to our YouTube channel, Cellar 13 Films. Subscribe to that bad boy, because we are going to put a lot of cool stuff up there, and especially when she starts filming, providing she lets me, we'll do a little bit of behind the scenes action.
A tiny bit.
So Matthew, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Summer, let's talk about your film and how did the little seed get planted in your head on how to be a stalker?
So I have a daughter who is 7 years old, and she finds the deepest, darkest parts of YouTube.
Oh, nice.
I know, and she sometimes shows me videos where I'm just like, all right, this is a little weird. So I was watching videos on people doing how-tos, like how to play a video game or how to whatever, make a spaceship or whatever people do.
Right.
And I was just like, I wonder what would happen if people made a creepy video, like how to stalk people. And I remember having a conversation. I was like, what if somebody made a video that was like, this is going to be how you stalk people, but instead of saying they stalk people, they say they're a private investigator.
Nice.
So this is how the seed...
Don't get any ideas out there, ladies and gentlemen. But if you do, film it.
Yes. So that's how the seed was planted, and I developed this story about a character named Patrick, who is a YouTube personality who disguises his stalker tendencies that he shows on the internet as how-to tutorials as being a private investigator.
Okay. And as always, I want to invite everybody that is watching the show, please ask questions. If there's a question that you want to ask Summer about anything film related, don't get creepy out there, guys, because we will find you and I'll make a snuff film out of you. But again, hey man, if you find yourself in the Fair Oaks area, check out Pause Coffee and ask for Tyler White and just say, hey man, we saw you on Cellar 13 Films live radio show, and we want to come in and say hi. Check out their coffee.
It's amazing.
They got some, I don't know what I had early.
I had a vanilla latte.
I had something, it might have been a chai that I had, but whatever it freaking was, it was delicious. So yeah, come check them out and say hi. So this film, what is this film for?
This film is my senior thesis film to graduate college, get an education.
Right.
And I'm a film major, so this is my senior thesis film.
Well, I would hope that you wouldn't be a math major going, you know what, for my senior project, I want to make a freaking movie.
I do. I want to make a movie and show all these math equations.
Christina McManus asked, who's the director that inspired you the most?
Oh my God. Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg, I love him.
So, alright, so on Steven, what is your favorite movie of his and why?
Jurassic Park. I know that's so cliche. I know, I just like how they actually introduced video effects for the first time through what they did in Jurassic Park. They did a whole different thing that they were normally doing to make it better, like to make their VFX better, and that's why I like that film. And the acting was phenomenal.
Christopher Robin Priest, welcome to the show, brother. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in a film with Christopher Robin, and And I'm not going to say the name of it right now because I think the writer's going to change the name. But anyway, Christopher plays my partner. We're both police officers. So
they let you be a cop?
They did. And they even gave me a gun, dude.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
They don't let me have guns.
So they shouldn't have let me have a gun. There is a zombie movie I saw, speaking of Jurassic Park, that I consider to be the Jurassic Park of zombie movies. And it was an interesting film, I will say that. But for the budget, I thought it was a bit much for the budget. But you know, speaking of Jurassic Park, let me just ask you a quick question. Do you think at any point in time in future history, do you think any of that stuff could be a possibility?
I'm not really sure. I don't know a lot about science, so I know that's terrible, but I want a T-Rex. I want a T-Rex, like a baby T-Rex, because I have baby T-Rex arms. I have really short arms for my body, and that's my spirit animal is the T-Rex. So I want a T-Rex. Everybody knows that, I think.
All right, I would like a Velociraptor. Christopher says hello. So all right. If you could, now let's talk a little bit more about your senior project. Do you want to say what school you're going to? You don't have to.
No, I go to the Art Institute of California, San Francisco, but I'm actually a satellite student in Sacramento, so I want to give a shout out to both my San Francisco people and my Sacramento people. Thanks, guys.
And, Christopher Robin says, like Chloe Green. Whatever the crap that means, man.
Is that code?
I don't know, man. If it's code, I don't get it. So, female directors, female anything in the film industry have had a bad and a hard road to travel since the inception of women wanting to dive into that.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Well, because guys have a lot of testosterone and they like to puff up and think that they own the freaking world. But you have the same anatomy other than two basic things you have a brain like I do. So have you come to any obstacles in your present career that people tried to discourage you from going into film?
I mean, other than people saying this is going to be a long, hard road, you're probably not going to make any money, you have a 1% chance of making it, you are a female, so it's going to be a lot harder. But I just want to say that I never, ever want to consider myself a female filmmaker.
Okay.
I think that the term female filmmaker dilutes the title of filmmaker in general for the gender of female. I will say I know there's a million genders, but specifically for me, I identify as a female, and it's a touchy topic. I just know that Steven Spielberg isn't called a male director.
Yes, and I will say this, for all you journalism majors out there and journalists, this is called a leading hook question. She answered it the way that I wanted her to answer it and the way I hoped. Because no, I don't call myself, what are you? I'm a male female, or a male filmmaker. I'm a male this, I'm a male that. No, I'm just a freaking filmmaker.
Yes.
And you're just a filmmaker.
I'm just a director, just a filmmaker.
My whole point to this question is there's no gender in Hollywood in my eyes. There's no female this or male that. Mm-hmm. It is a actor. It's not an actor, an actress. It's an actor. Mm-hmm. It is a filmmaker. It is a director. It is an AD, a producer. It's not a female anything.
Yeah.
The whole point to my questioning on this is for anybody, for people that told her you got a 1% chance.
Yeah.
What does that remind you of? It reminds me of Dumb and Dumber, to where that lady, because he wanted to have sex with her, and she's like, you don't have a chance in hell. He goes, I don't have any chance. She goes, okay, you might have 1%. He goes, well, at least I have a chance.
So you're saying I have a chance. That's Jim Carrey delivered that line. Yep, you're saying I have a chance.
A long, hard road. Well, let me tell you, man, no matter what you want to do in life, other than, everything takes effort, it takes work.
Absolutely.
And John Carpenter, he went to USC, and the very first class that he went to, the very first teacher that he had, Christopher said CeeLo Green, also T-Rex. I guess he's...
Oh, CeeLo Green, yeah. He's a singer.
So he said 95% of you guys are not going to make it.
Yeah.
You're not going to make shite, and you're going to fail this and that.
Yep.
And a lot of people left the class, and John Carpenter went on to make one of the most iconic horror movies
Halloween.
ever. If you just hear dun 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 dun, you think Halloween. If you think of two notes, John Carpenter didn't do this film, but if you think of two notes, dun, what do you think of? Jaws. So, and then he went on to make The Thing and just a plethora of other films.
Yeah.
So people out there that, when people want to discourage you, basically...
I bite back.
Bite back.
I bite back. I do bite back. I was lucky enough that I was raised in a household of three very strong females and a whole bunch of men. I had a whole bunch of men in my family. My real mother left me, and then my dad married my stepmother when I was 6. My stepmother used to work out in fields like a man. She would plow fields and plant stuff, and she was a farmer. She didn't wear dresses. She didn't wear makeup. My grandmother was a powerhouse in the business industry. She is one of my biggest role models ever because she had a bunch of men working for her, but she led this huge business of owning a whole bunch of gas stations and stuff, but she still did that. And my aunt works in the psychology field, and she's one of the stars in Pensacola, Florida for that. My dad raised me. He had me when he was basically 21 years old. I think very much like a man. I think the way a man does. I think very logically. My emotions do not control me. Not saying that females, their emotions control them, but I know me in particular, I don't let my emotions control me. I think logically. So thinking like a man has helped me in this career field a lot. It's helped me be able to relate to other men in the field who may not necessarily trust me because I'm a woman. They may not trust that I know what I'm doing because I'm a woman.
Right.
Then that's very, very, very rare that I've found men like that. But I have found a few.
Now, I don't know if it's John Glenn that said it or Roy Rogers, but one of them said, life comes in cans, and can't never did do anything. So if you're out there and you listen to people and you go, well, maybe they're right, I can't this, I can't that. If everyone listened to what people said to them in a negative manner, no one would do anything.
Yeah.
It's it's nice to make money in life. You have a child, you have to take care of them, and I've got children, got to take care of them. Mm-hmm. But see, if I give you, say this is a check, and I said, you know what, this is a $150,000 check, and I'm going to give you one of these every year. But I want to put you in a cubicle, you're going to work in the office, you can do the same thing every single day, 5 days a week. If I need you on weekends, that too. That's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
But would you take that job?
No.
Why?
Because my heart would die. I would literally die. I was active duty Air Force for 8 years. Some good experiences, some not so good experiences. Getting out of the Air Force was the best decision that I've ever made. I lost a lot of money. I lost medical care for myself and my children. I lost the ability to go to school for free without the use of the GI Bill. I lost a lot, and I gave it up for this.
If you think about life and science and medicine and everything, depression, anxiety, and all that can cause a lot of maladies. Mm-hmm. If you do something in life that makes you happy, again, you don't have to make $1 million. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Great, fine. But as long as you take care of yourself, take care of your basic needs, take care of your family, and you're doing something that you love, that's freaking awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, so how long have you been working on How to Be a Stalker?
I've been working on How to Be a Stalker. Wow. I'm asking someone off camera. I've had this idea for 2 years? How to Be a Stalker is so about 1.5 years I've had Stalker in my mind. I also love Dexter, so Dexter's my favorite stalker.
Carla, welcome to the show. And then Kate, welcome to the show. Hey, you know what? Where's everybody watching from? That's what I like to know. I like to know where people are watching from. That always intrigues me.
I want to share this so that my other people can see.
Yeah, share it real quick. So, when you, in the class that you are in, and you came with that the idea, I guess, what kind of road have you traveled in the inception of this in your class and getting ready to film? We are in June. You're going to start filming in August 6th.
Yep.
And you had a lot to do in between that.
God, yes.
How much of a roller coaster has that been?
Oh my God, it's insane. So it's not like a normal film shoot where we would be able to take our time and get our resources together in a timely manner and be able to work together at our own pace. This is for school, so there were assignments, a lot of them, and they had to be done within a timely manner. We had three different areas we had to hit in order to pass the class. The class is a pass or fail. If you don't have one thing, you fail. You will fail the class completely. You don't get a makeup, you don't get a redo. If, like, say you didn't cast your film by week 6, you fail. It is very insane, and I've been an emotional wreck a little.
Can we put that shade down in that far window? You guys see a glare on us right now. We got the sun right in our face.
It is down.
So do you think that's fair, though?
I think...
I mean, let me just interrupt you real quick. How much are you paying for your schooling?
I think it's $95,000 for a bachelor degree of film. In film and video production.
95 G's. That's a lot of freaking money.
Yeah, that's not counting books. So books every quarter is $200.
Okay.
And that's not counting like little things, because for this film, we actually have to make the money ourselves. So we have to make the money to pay everyone ourselves. And that's how we have to get our film made. And we have to make 2 films while we're in school. A short media film that has to be done in 11 weeks. And then a senior film that has to be done in 9 months.
You don't have to stand there and do that.
We can just move.
No, there's no.
Yeah,
well,
it's
it would
already
follow
down.
us over there, too. I mean, someone asked a question.
Yes.
Sue says, great job, Uncle Glenn.
Aww.
Where are you watching from, Sue? I know Carla is watching from Durango, Colorado. And Sue, where are you watching from? We got Jesse on. Welcome.
Right.
All right, so do you think it's fair that you pay 95 G's for bachelors? Do you think it's a pass or fail? But don't you think that they ought to... And they don't help you out that much.
No.
They just kind of throw you in the
Yes.
shark and be like, you freaking better swim.
So what they're trying to do, I think, I get the point of what they're trying to do. They're trying to test us under pressure. They're trying to see what we can do in a short amount of time, and if we can stand and be strong with the time constraints that we're given. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. That's what this school is trying to tell us.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah. As far as fair goes, I think that it's not fair in the sense of making a movie takes time, and if you put me on a very strict schedule, I may not get what I want. Like, I've had to pick locations for this film that I don't want, because for the sake of time, that's all I can have, and I may potentially change them because we're off for 3 weeks, and then we go back to the school in July, and we start getting ready to film the film. I may pick different locations within that time, and the teacher will just have to deal with that when I go back in.
Richard Torres, welcome to the show, brother. Oh, we got Heather's watching from Memphis, Tennessee, the home of Elvis. Well, it was the home of Elvis Presley. He wasn't born there. He's actually born in Tupelo. To be more technical, East Tupelo, Mississippi.
That's so specific.
And I know, right? These little Snapple facts that you get. So if your teacher says, you know what, no, but all right, you don't have to answer this, but I'm going to ask, do you think that your teacher is trying to, in a sense, make you do the project that they want?
Potentially, I feel like some of the instructors do that. They say that they have our best interests, but they also have the interest of the school. They want to be able to give audiences what they want as a school.
Okay.
So they restrict us on the use of violence, like the use of guns. Not a lot.
What's that word called where they try?
Censorship.
Censorship.
Yes.
I hate that word. But you know what? If you're a film, and I'm not going to mention this actor, but it's a very well-known actor, an Academy Award-winning actor. They said, you know what? F what everyone else wants. You make the film that you want to freaking make. Don't worry about what anyone else wants to make. But you know what? Say you want to make I don't know, say it's a true story.
Yeah.
And say it's a true story about a mobster. And okay, we'll just use the movie Goodfellas. Say that
Yeah.
that was your
love
school
to make
project.
Goodfellas.
That was violent.
Yes.
Would this particular teacher be like, nah, you can't do that because it's this and that and the other?
The teacher may not. I will say this: there are some amazing teachers at my school. I'm gonna plug them.
Go ahead.
Thomas Fritchie, Matt Marconi, Nate Schimmel. You guys are my three
What's up, Nate?
favorites. I love you guys. You guys are my three favorites. There are some teachers who will fight for you. Those three teachers fight for us and what we want to do. All they can do is show the film that we want to make to the other instructors within the film area of the school and to the dean. It is up to them to decide. They can not show your film and you will not pass.
Right. Well, first off, I know Nathan, and he's a cool cat.
I love Nate.
And unfortunately, I was going to take his one of his classes this semester, but I had to bow out, unfortunately. But I will take it again, Nate. I promise you. And I like teachers that are like that because not only are they going to help you now, but after you get out of school, throughout your career,
Absolutely.
you can go to these types of teachers and be like, hey, man, and they'll help you out. Frederico, welcome to the show. And again, if you guys have any questions for Summer, feel free to ask. So, first day of now I know you were going around here doing your shots and whatnot,
Yes.
and kind of gathering your thoughts.
I was working with my director of photography, yes.
Who is that?
Wesley Rigetti.
Wesley Rigetti. How do you feel now that you've kind of immersed yourself a little bit in the location that you're going to be filming at, and you kind of get an idea?
He
of
and
what
I
you wanna
both feel phenomenal. I asked him while he was right before he left how he feels. He's super confident. I'm super confident. We were flowing off of each other really well, so we know exactly what we're going to do on the day of filming and try to get these shots as fast as we can, so we can get in and out and get everything that we need.
Okay, and again, folks, we are at Pause Coffee in Fair Oaks, and again, a big thank you to them. Summer, if school's out, you're done, you graduated, you're golden. Where are you going to be 360, or where do you perceive yourself to be 365 days from today?
Oh my God, that is a very difficult question for me. I'm not really sure yet. I would love to be able to commute to LA or to Canada and have a home in a stable location here in Sacramento, potentially. But there's a lot of changes in my life right now, so I'm not really sure what's happening.
Okay, so say if you had your pick of a type of film and someone says, you know what, I'm going to give you $100,000. That is your budget to do everything from start, from initial principal photography to canning the film. That's your budget. What would you do with that $100,000?
Oh my God! So I'm not really sure because it's not a loaded question in a bad way, but it can. I want to film an action film specifically because there are male directors and Hollywood in general, or the film industry in general, says women can't make action films. Oh, bet money that I can't make your action film. Bet.
All
I will
right.
do just as good as Tarantino, if not better. Put me up against Michael Bay. Put me up against Michael Bay. I mean, that would be the film that I want to do because I do feel like, in a way, females need to prove themselves, and this is the way that we can put us in a role that would traditionally be filled by a man, and watch how good we do. The Handmaid's Tale is proof of that. I forgot her last name, but her first name is Reed, and she is a female director, and she is knocking it out of the park with The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu. There's a lot of action and drama, and it's phenomenal.
I haven't seen that yet. I've seen bits and
So
pieces.
good.
I hear it in the background when I'm working, and I was like, some of the dialogue and some of the
Yes.
way that they're treated, I'm like, what is going on? But it's pretty cool. Brandon Tripp,
Hi,
welcome to the
Brandon.
show. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. Bet you haven't heard that one before. Just kidding, brother. So, do you feel that there are some films that are, we'll just say in the past year, that there are some films that you, because to me, one of my little quirky things I like to do And so I like to watch a film, and I like to say, how much money they spend on it. Do you feel that there are some films out there that are like, you're like, what? And where did that money go?
I have, being a full-time film student, a full-time mother, I have had a very hard time watching films. I will say I'm curious where the money in Solo went. I have not seen it. That's a whole nother story why I have not seen Solo. But it had to be refilmed 70% because they changed the director and I believe the very first couple of weeks. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry for you Star Wars fans. But they had to refilm 70% of the film and hire Ron Howard. Ron Howard took over as director of that film. So yeah, I would love to see where the money went because they had to refilm everything. What happened to the very first footage that was shot,
Right.
like as opposed to the new footage, like that's kind of where I want to see like the budget breakdown of where that film went. And it's not released. Like on Box Office Mojo, last time I checked, there was no production budget
Wow.
on it.
One film that I saw, it's not a new film, it's fairly recent. Wesley Snipes starred in a film called Gallow Walkers.
Okay.
And that was a $20 million budget. And it was kind of like a Western meets a vampire / zombie / aliens kind of.
Okay.
Someone on acid made the film.
Fantastic.
And then I'm like, where'd the freaking $20 million? And they go, well, Wesley Snipes. I'm like, well, first off, he just got out of prison. And he's not worth no $10 million or whatever they paid him. Sorry, Wesley, if you see this, but whatever. I wouldn't give you $10 million for the film. The film, to me, Grant, yeah, they made it, but it makes you wonder what the was going on there. But again, you know, film is art. Art is subjective, and you could like everything, you could not like everything. You don't have to like everything. But I was telling Chris earlier tonight, if someone gave me $10 million, I would make 20 films out of that.
Yeah, so would I.
500 G's a piece, and I would freaking rock the house,
Yeah,
man.
so would I. I will say this though, we can talk, since we're talking about films that recently came out, there's nothing stronger than the backing of fans on a film. That is where your lifeblood is when your fans support your film and are able to see that come to fruition. Super Troopers 2 is the perfect example of fans coming together because they want to see something done. That project was Kickstarter's, was crowdfunded, reached its goal and exceeded its goal for production. That's the things that I love hearing about. Is because my film is going to be crowdfunded. I'm going to be looking for people to put their money towards making my film. But just specifically on like where the budget goes, Broken Lizard did a great job asking people for money. People donated what they could to make this amazing film. And it's all fan funded. So they gave the fans exactly what they wanted. There was no studio behind them, bossing them around. They had full control of their idea within the group of Broken Lizard. I don't know, I just felt the need of like saying that with all these movies that have $20 million budgets on Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
You know, this other film just took all the money and put it within that film for production. And I love seeing stuff like that. That's
Stephen
amazing.
Kirkman, welcome to the show. So, on that note, would you live in LA, like full time?
No, absolutely not. First off, that would be very expensive. And I want to be able to have a home that's away from that hustle and bustle. When I'm in that hustle and bustle, I want to be fully in it. When I'm at home, that's where I want to be. I want to be at home and I want to be away from that.
Okay.
So no, I mean, I'd live in LA during filming or whatever we were
Right.
doing, but as far as calling that place my home, I would not.
Okay. Now, first off, ladies and gentlemen, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, whatever she uses.
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo. Now, I want you to constantly look on Cellar 13 Films community and her personal page, because when she launches that, I'm going to share it on Cellar 13 Films community. Hit that link. She is a single mom. She is a student. She is a independent filmmaker. I don't care if she's a single dad.
And a veteran.
And a veteran. So what we need to do as filmmakers, actors, fans of films, is support her. What's your budget?
$5,000.
5 G's. Now, if 5,000 people in California gave $1, they would fund her film. Pause Coffee. If 1,000 people gave $5, the price of a coffee, there's no coffee in here anymore, that's 5,000. go and give what you can, whether it's $1, $5, $10, $25, whatever, and support her and help her be successful, because when you support art in turn supports you back, and then she can support other people, and when we support each other, that is how films are made.
Absolutely.
Because as she mentioned earlier, when you get these big production companies behind you, they basically it's the Hollywood mafia, man. They tell you what you're gonna do. You're not you're just a vehicle for their, they're the puppet master. So go check it out. She hasn't launched it yet, but when she does, I will let you guys know. Amanda, welcome to the show. Amanda is watching, I know for a fact, from Florida. She is from Ohio, but she's on a mission herself. So, hey, I'm going to give a little plug to Amanda. Go on YouTube right now and look up Stripped TV and just check out what she's doing. Anyway, so do you have kind of a mission that you want to obviously tackle? Now, you're a director.
I am.
Do you want to do other things within the film industry, or is directing what you want to do?
I've been told I'm a kick-ass first AD. I've been told that. I'm a pretty decent cinematographer. I think I have a very good eye for where the camera needs to be, because I started out as a photographer. I basically did portrait photography, boudoir shoots and stuff, and then I transitioned over to military retirements, promotion ceremonies. That's kind of how I got my start, and then they asked me to record them, so that's kind of how I got into the film stuff. I did a little bit of fan videos based on books that I like, so that's a background of mine. My main goal, I can be a producer. I'd probably be a pretty good producer. I want to direct. The reason I want to direct is because I want to be able to make other people feel the same way I felt while watching movies. I did not have the best home life, like I'm sure a lot of people did not. I was I was an only child, and film was my escape. That's where I went. When the bad things happened, it's so silly, I'd put on 3 Men and a Baby.
Oh.
Or Pretty Woman, The Goonies, Jurassic Park. That's where I left. I escaped into another world through films, and I want to be able to make people feel the same.
Okay, for up-and-coming filmmakers, I know Christina McManus, she's your AD.
She is.
She's
and my
also,
best friend.
Yeah, she has a daughter. She's 15 years old, and she's going to be Slate on this film.
Yeah.
And 15, these are the up-and-coming filmmakers that are getting... This is the great thing about independent film, that, that people like her are allowing the kids to come in and learn and whatnot. And
absolutely.
What would you say to any filmmaker, whether they're upcoming or not, a piece of advice that you've learned, give to them?
I always get really anxious because I want to say the right thing to people. I would say just get started. Just do it. Take that step to go to that meeting, that film meeting. Do that. Take the first step that you keep thinking about and dreaming about over and over again. Like, I really want to go to this meeting, but I don't know if I should. I don't know anybody there. Just do it. Like, literally do it. Tommy Wiseau is an outsider artist. Everybody knows him from The Room. Somebody asked him a question on Twitter and said, what is the best way to start a screenplay? And he said, start.
There you go.
That is his advice. Just start. Get in wherever you can. Find your community and just start.
We've got Tammy, Tristan, Tammy, welcome. We got Steven Tyler, living on the edge, brother, and welcome to the show. So we got a few more minutes here. Do you want to say anything about the film, or do you just want to be as surprised and just have people come watch it? Or you can be as vague as you want.
I can say basically a little bit about the film. It's about Patrick, who is he's a YouTube person. He's a private internet security specialist, and he makes videos on how to be a private investigator when he's actually teaching people on YouTube how to stalk people. And he meets two girls that basically change the game up, and they shake it up a little bit. So that's basically a little bit about the film.
All right. is there any? Well, give the people a call to action. Let them know how they can follow you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
a
whatever.
shameless plug.
Go ahead, do it.
You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram name is Darkroom Development on Instagram. Facebook, you can find me under Summer Maroc -Ronso. That's how I'm going to be known on all my films. It's hyphenated because I want to give my Maroc family, my maiden name family, a legacy, if you will. I want that name to be out there. It's very strong. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't do Twitter. I can't figure it out.
Oh.
I'd rather somebody else do Twitter for me. I
Oh,
can't. I'm
okay.
very much Instagram. If you want to communicate with me, that's Instagram. So Darkroom Development's all one word on Instagram, and that's how you can communicate with me.
All right, and we are going to put all of those links on here below, so check that out. And again, you know, you guys just tuning in, you are watching Cellar 13 Films, Chips, Dips, Films, and Scripts. I want to thank my guest, Summer Maroc Ronso, for being on the show. It was awesome talking to you, and I'm sure that we will do this again.
Yay.
But everybody out there, live your freaking dream. Don't let
Absolutely.
anybody tell you you can't do it. And if they do,
Give them the big old F off.
there you go. And give them the bird, the big one. All right, man. You guys, peace out.